listen to me. I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch the shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Hey, what is going on, everyone? First of all, let me make sure I can see everyone's comments. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. I know you probably were thinking, is Kempire going to talk about it this week? We usually do this on Mondays. However, if you know, I was traveling. I'm here in Los Angeles for the Kempire After Dark live experience that will be at the Bourbon Room. So if you're in LA, we'll be in LA tomorrow. It's going to be a fun time. And for those asking, are you recording it? We'll be able to hear it. No, that is the whole point of this meet and greet and me coming to your cities. Yes, we've done it in the past, and I won't say that we won't do it in the future, but this will be a show of all shows because I haven't done one since the summer. So, you know, I'm raring to go. I'm raring to talk about some of the things that we can't talk about here. We're going to talk about Diddy. We're going to talk about Potomac. We're going to talk about Beverly Hills premiere. This will be the first place that I talk about the Beverly Hills premiere. So if you all are expecting me to do a recap tomorrow, no. No. What's the point of doing these live experiences if I don't make it special for the people that are coming and attending? Okay, I make it special for you guys all the time here on YouTube. So I'm going to make it special for the folks that are coming to our LA show tomorrow. That is where we will be talking about it. That's where I'll talk about Roni. That is where I'll talk about Salt Lake City and talk about the things that we haven't talked about. Okay? Someone says, can you say podcast? So we're going to talk all about that during our Los Angeles show tomorrow at the Bourbon Room Hollywood. More information on that will be available in the description, along with ticket information for our London show. London, look, the show that I'm doing in LA will not be like the show that I'm doing in London because it's going to be different. The hot topics will be different. We will know more about Diddy. We'll know more about Beverly Hills. We'll know more about what's going on in whatever hot topic is happening at that time. Okay, so if you're in London, we'll be in London, or want to be in London, more information on that will be available. And since we're talking about Potomac, you know I will be coming to Washington, D.C. We'll be in the middle of Potomac. Potomac is supposed to be filming their reunion this week. So, you know, we're going to have a lot to talk about in January when it comes to the Real Housewives of Potomac. So make sure that you guys check that out. All right. All right. Shout out to our King Scar. Shout out to our channel members. We appreciate you guys being here. Today's live recap is sponsored by our friends over at Uncommon Goods, because despite I was packing for this trip and I'm thinking to myself, why did I plan a trip around the holidays like this? And I know you're thinking it's not the holidays camp. Yes, it is. People are already decorating. The stores are already selling Christmas stuff. They're already having big sales and deals. Next week is Thanksgiving. Next week is Black Friday. So what are you waiting on? So our friends over at Common Goods say this: spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list. All in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that it's exactly what I wanted feeling. They scour the globe for original, handmade, absolutely remarkable things. Somehow they know exactly the perfect gift for every single person you know. And of course, I've gotten you a discount. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/Kempire. That's uncommongoods.com/Kempire for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. So Uncommon Goods is sponsoring today's live recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Guys, if you had to rate this week's episode of Potomac, how would you rate it? How would you rate it? It was okay. It wasn't bad. You know, we've had some bad episodes. We've had some bad cities like Real Housewives of New York. But it was just okay, even to rewatch it, because I watched it before I left New York and then I watched it again this morning. It was okay. I probably would give it somewhere in the range of 6 to 7, somewhere around there for me out of 10, which isn't bad. But it was all right. It was all right. So, what the brighter side of Potomac for me has to be someone like Stacy. Okay. Stacy for me does feel genuine. Am I worried for Stacy in this relationship that she has with TJ? Yes, but look, maybe TJ's the perfect layover until, you know, her divorce is finalized and she meets the man that she's actually going to be with. I don't think that her and TJ will last. I think TJ loves this opportunity, and maybe someone said to Stacy, you need to have maybe a man that you're interested in dating, or maybe not interested in dating and is not interested in really dating or having sex with you. Maybe. I can see that. That relationship is the only thing that for me feels, I don't want to say scripted, because I really don't think Stacey's scripted. I do think that Stacey is exactly who she says she is. However, this relationship with TJ, I'm not believing. I'm hoping that it's not real, because I worry for our girl Stacey, because we want her back to be broken. Okay? We want her to experience love and a real relationship. Okay? But it's not with him. But maybe this is like her good friend, not a good Judy. Shut up. Her good friend, and this is probably a perfect situation for her to go from her divorce, a marriage of 16 years, to getting back into the dating field. And she doesn't need to sleep with someone to complicate that. But I think Stacey needs to get into her whole era. No, hear me out. Because we all need to have it that moment, okay? Especially because how old is Stacy? If she's been with her husband for 16 years, she was probably quite young when she was with him. So she spent a lot of those, you know, good years with one person. So I want her to kind of go in her, we don't need to know about the whole era. I'm just saying that she needs to go into her whole era for a moment, especially after a year of celibacy, a year of not sleeping with this man that you possibly, like, I'm not going to sit here and act as if TJ is not attractive. TJ is attractive. However, he's not giving her anything. Okay. He's not giving her anything. Nothing. Not even a rub, like not even like a feeling. Look, for those that are in the celibate journey, y'all still do a little something. Maybe not a professional, maybe nothing like that explicit, but you do a little something, right? Like, I don't know. I'm asking. I'm asking. So we, in the first scene of Potomac, we have Stacy at her apartment, her crash pad. She has her apartment in DC, and then she has her home with her ex-husband that lives with her daughter. So she has a separate apartment so she can get away. I would think if you're going to have a crash pad, that's where you go get the sex, not go to paint each other. And I do think that these are things that Stacy likes. Stacy does seem like she's a sweet person, but the quiet ones, the sweet ones, the demure ones are the freaks in bed. I'm not saying anything, but I'm saying something. And tomorrow night, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it during our LA show. I'm going to say all the things that I'm really thinking. I can't wait. Like, I'm just, let me out. Let me out. I want to talk about Stacy and TJ. But I really like Stacy. To me, she is the Palo Santo. She is the sage that this toxic show needed this season. Okay. I'm just saying. So we're at Stacy's crash pad, but I hope in the future season that Stacy's crash pad is her sex dungeon. Toya says Kempire go wild in LA. Oh, I can't wait. I want Stacy's back broken in that sex dungeon of her DC pad. That this is my hope for Stacy. This is why all my girlfriends love me. I'm like, go have your whole era, girl. Go have your whole era. All right. And it's different when I say it versus an Ashley Darby, because Ashley Darby still, her loins still go on fire for Gollum. So She's still not divorced, but apparently she's going to make some announcement at the reunion. Girl, we don't care about you divorcing Gullum. You want to stay with Gullum, stay with Gullum. Just get off our show. We're tired of you. Popcorn and muffins and croissants. Who does that? I know that Candace was rolling over in her bed with her sweet newborn like, what happened to class? Well, Ashley's never had class. Come on now. All right. Sashay Shantae, thank you so much for the super chat. Sashay says, I just want a clip from Sister Sister when TJ was young and fine. He's still good looking. He's still good looking. She says, I think he was exposed to a lot in Hollywood and he found Jesus. Good luck in LA. Thank you, Sashay Shantae. And look, please understand my condemnation. I don't think it's condemnation. My condemnation of TJ is not about him being religious, not about him being celibate. I just don't think he's the guy for Stacy in the future. Maybe he's the perfect guy for her right now as she transitions to that perfect guy that's going to break her back. Oh, Be Good One says, Kempire, you have me, you're making me woozy. No visuals of Ashley and that man, please. I'm just saying, okay? Kay says, he's just goofy acting. And the goofy ones are usually the ones that they might surprise you. But he's not surprising her. There's nothing sexual going on. So in this scene, they're painting each other and she's flirting with him. She's like, what do you want if you win this competition? He's like, I want to go to the track. And she's just like, he's like, so what do you want? She's like, I want to give you a spa day. No, if you win, Stacy, you want the spa day. Why are we giving him a spa day? Like, you are a beautiful, intelligent, lovely woman. You are a prize. Why are we bowing down to this man? And it doesn't seem like you want to be celibate. Or if the very least, you're okay with celibacy, but you want intimacy. And intimacy is not always the in and the out. Intimacy is actually more than the in and the out. It's everything leading up to the in and the out. See, tomorrow night I'm going to say it. Look, tomorrow I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it in and the out. Just So she wants to give him a spa day. Okay. He wants to go around the track. And she's like, accept my flirtation. Because that's the thing. It's okay to be religious. It's okay to be celibate. But you can't flirt with her? Are you too tempted if you flirt with her? Come on, like, we're not dumb here. There are plenty of people that are celibate. Like, Lenny Kravitz is singing about sex and things like that, and he's still very sexy, and he's been celibate. We would have never known because he just oozes sex. And TJ doesn't ooze sex. He oozes something else. Shut up. He oozes something else. So, I found out that I have a lot of other things in common with TJ besides the see-through shirt that he wore on Watch What Happens Live. I discovered that he doesn't drink and he doesn't smoke. Me either. What else do we have in common? Anyways, so TJ and Stacy talk about her mediation. So that's coming up. I'm pretty sure at this particular point, Stacy probably is divorced. She just hasn't announced it yet. Because at this particular point, they're going through their mediation. Okay. So she says that's coming up and they just have to figure out, I guess, how they're going to separate their assets and things like that. She still has not told her daughter, as Teresa would say. Sidebar, did you guys notice that Teresa was not sitting next to Andy Cohen at Watch What Happens Live? And I know Andy plays that down, but no, Bravo plays mind tricks with these housewives. I'm going to say allegedly, but I've seen it. I've heard. And I'm not just talking about what you see in front of you. I've heard things from behind. They play tricks. They are playing this game with the housewives, okay? So Teresa sitting in the second seat was strategic. Teresa being asked about other people on Real Housewives of New Jersey. Shout out to RHOP Obsessed Jack. He says that they have started casting for the new season of New Jersey. So I do think Teresa might come back, but I think this Watch What Happens Live appearance was a test. And I think she failed miserably when it comes to when being asked about the other people. Like, she just can't let it go. Even playing the games, Teresa could not just play the game and have a good time. If it had anything to do with her sister-in-law or brother, it was just like, she is the stubborn one. And I have to say, I've been enjoying her on House of Villains, but when it comes to New Jersey, she's part of the toxicity. If anything, she might be the root of the toxicity because she refuses to move forward. Even if you're playing a game, that says a lot to me. You can't even play a game. You can't even play a game. This same toxicity is what we saw in Potomac when the ladies refused to even just have fun with each other. And this is why you guys are on a hiatus. And you failed, Teresa. And you were put in the second seat for a reason. Teresa is an OG. She was on this network a long. People might say she helped build the network. And you were put in the second seat. That was strategic. I don't care what anyone says. That was strategic. I know I'm taking a rant because we're not recapping Real Housewives of New Jersey. We probably won't be recapping for probably like another year if they just started casting. Sidebar, Ashley thinks that she's the face of Potomac. Play the soundbite. You know what soundbite I would play if I was in the studio. She thinks that she's the face of Potomac. Girl, there are so many other names I would say before. I would even say regular Robin is the face of Potomac before you. Ashley thinks that she is the face of Potomac. You're the face of things, but not that. You're the face of GNA. Okay, you're the face of GNA. Okay. Anyways, so Stacy gives TJ the update on what's going on with her mediation. Stacy says she brings up what Stacy brought up what the group has been saying about TJ not sleeping with her, and they feel like he's running game on her, and he's like, he doesn't care. TJ, he says, you know who they're making fun of? They're making fun of God. He's so corny. Stacy, I don't want this for you. He's so corny. All right, let's move on. Speaking of corny, Ashley Darby, we're at her home. She's hosting a lunch because they're counting down the days that Karen Huger has to go to court. Okay. Sidebar, when Karen is asked about going to court, Giselle asked her in this conversation, are you guys going to trial? She's like, I can't talk about that. You can talk about if this is a trial or not a trial. That's not incriminating. So for the Karen stands, I keep saying she can't talk about it because it's a law. She's in the middle of it. That there are things that she can say that she's just not saying. And I think it's because this doesn't look good for Karen. But you could easily say, no, it's not a trial. It's a hearing or it's whatever it may be. So her saying, I can't talk about it. You can't let us know if it's a trial or not. That's not going to incriminate you. That's not going to, unless there's something I'm missing here. Saying whether or not it's a hearing, a trial, it is what it is. It's going to be in the paper regardless of what it is. It's not you testifying, oh, it's me going in. It's not that. Anyways, back to Ashley and her tackiness. Popcorns, croissants, and muffins, and a whole assortment of drinks. Okay. So Ashley's setting us up for part of her storyline, which is her mother's health, which is important. We all should be focused on our health. I like the fact that we're talking about heart health on this show because heart disease affects black people more than any other person. So I think that's important to talk about, no matter how people feel about Ashley. Okay. So she talked about how she's trying to help her mom, do better with her health. So Karen comes over. Look, Karen comes over. I can't get over the popcorn. Like the popcorn mixed with the croissants and muffins. Immediately I thought to myself, last season we got this beautiful event that Candace threw. But look, class cannot be taught, okay? I was just like, Candace really gave us a moment last season. I'm kind of glad she gave us that moment before she decided to leave, because it reminded us of like other moments that we've had on Potomac from certain people. And it was a reminder that Ashley will never be able to do that for us. Okay? She will never be. Were Fig Newtons there too? Fig Newtons were, I didn't even look. And you know what? I appreciated Giselle pointing out the popcorn, because at first I didn't even notice it. And I was like, wait, she's got a big bowl of popcorn sitting in the middle of this. All right. Oh, hey, Adrian. Adrian says Ashley will always give Barfly, even in a $2 million house. The house is beautiful, though. I will give her that. You know, I love to look at property. The house is gorgeous. The house is gorgeous. Okay. So Karen comes over and Ashley and Giselle act as if they're really concerned about Karen. Do I think that they're really concerned? I think there is a percentage of them concerned. I do believe that they've known each other for 10 plus years. Okay. I can see them being somewhat concerned. Do I believe they're just acting concerned because they're all trying to paint a new narrative of who they really are this season when we've seen another side of them the last few seasons. I'm not sitting here acting as if I'm not open to forgiveness. I'm a very forgiving person, but I'm also a type of person when I'm done with you, I'm done with you. But I'm not done with them. I just see what production is doing this season. I see what Bravo, the network, is trying to do this season when it comes to trying to move us forward because of what's happened in the past. But there's a way to do that. I just don't feel like they're doing that in a healthy way, in my opinion. Reclaim roof tiles. Thank you so much for the super chat. Say good luck tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Yes, guys, I'll be not tonight, it's tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. Don't forget, guys. Tomorrow night I'll be at the Bourbon Room here in LA. Sharon, thank you so much for the super chat. Sharon says, still annoyed that the ladies peer pressured Stacy about sex. Sexually discriminate people tend to make sexually free people uncomfortable. But everyone's choice to do and not to do should be respected. Agreed. But I think the problem here is that Stacy seems like she wants to have sex. It seems as if TJ doesn't want to. So this might not be the perfect match for her. Them doing all the theatrics. I'm not surprised. This is what Housewives, this is what reality TV does. Like, that's Stacy's storyline. So if anything, we should be like, okay, great, because they're amping up Stacy's storyline. So that could be some of that. But thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate your support and your opinion. All right. Where are we? Okay, so they ask a couple of questions in regards to Karen's situation. And Karen brings up Mia being a liar. And she brings up, Mia had an opioid addiction. She went to rehab. That is not what it was. Mia had an overdose, and she did a whole interview on one of the news stations in DC about it. And that's how she says that she got into chiropractic care. Okay. And she talks about that in her confessional in this episode. But here's the thing. I don't think Karen realizes, look, should Mia and the other women tell Stacy, oh, Karen wants us to help her and take her to rehab? No. But Karen's deflection and bringing up Mia's years long ago addiction to opioids, I don't think it lands the way that Karen thinks that it lands. I think there are a lot of people that didn't know that Mia had that. However, if you've been watching the channel for the last 3-4 years, then you saw that I talked about that back then. Okay. So it doesn't land for me when Karen brings up Mia's thing. Look, Mia is definitely not giving Karen grace. She's not being supportive. We can hold Karen accountable, but we don't have to be mean. And again, that is what we saw Tamara doing to Shannon on Real Housewives of Orange County. We don't need you to be mean, because that could trigger someone back into whatever issue that they might be having. However, Karen bringing up Mia's opioid addiction from years ago, we're talking, at least 10 plus years ago. And it doesn't seem like she has an issue now. But some people might say, well, she gets what she gets. Look. That's y'all. For me, it's just not landing. It's clearly what she's deflecting. She deflects again when Giselle asked Karen about, oh, is this going to be a trial? And she's like, I can't talk about it. And she's like, Giselle, how are you doing? I see that Pastor Jamal is engaged. Giselle in her confessional was like, here she goes deflecting again. And Giselle says she's okay with him being engaged. Apparently, his daughters were surprised because this woman went from being Pastor Jamal's friend to now his wife, and literally just got married this past week, Pastor Jamal and this woman. All right. Here's the thing. Giselle also says in her confessional, I've been telling Jamal for years he should get married. He's a pastor. You know, this will secure his position at the church. And I said to myself, wasn't it just a couple of seasons ago that she was pretending that they were in a relationship? Were you considering getting married to him again, Giselle? No, because we know that that was a lie. That was not real. That was fake. That was not a real relationship. See what happens when you lie? You got to keep up with all your lies. Okay, you got to keep up with all your lies. I do find it interesting that she's been telling him for years that he needs to get married. Now I'm wondering, is this marriage strategic for the church? Because I do see Pastor Jamal doing a lot of things recently to garner more attention for his church, to bring in more money for his church. He's got his podcast. Remember, he was talking about doing that whole weed thing. And now I'm wondering, did he marry this woman just to secure his position? Like, it wouldn't surprise me. And it wouldn't surprise me, especially when he was willing to come on a reality show and pretend to be Giselle's boyfriend. Is Jamal coming? Just asking. Some people be like, this relationship between Pastor Jamal and Giselle is as real as congratulations to Jonathan Majors and Megan Good. They're engaged. I swear to you, I don't sip like that. I just had to give you the dramatic effect. Okay? Because look, when I report on Megan Good and Jonathan Majors, there are some people that are hopeless romantics, and they're like, "Why do we have to be so negative? Why can't they just be in love?" Look, I want to ask people their relationship status at this particular point. I want to know their relationship history, because I'm like, if you think that Megan Good and Jonathan Majors is a real thing, I'm questioning. Look, I'm questioning you. Even when she announced it to our friends Claire from Fashion Bomb Daily, go look at the video from Fashion Bomb Daily when she talks about, yeah, we're engaged. It's the body language for me. We're body language experts over here. Okay, body language experts over here. And that relationship is suspect. As suspect as this relationship between TJ and Stacy. I know you didn't come here for us to talk, but this is what Kempire After Dark will be. It'll be a mix of celebrity culture, reality television culture. It's going to be all of that. Okay. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, and of course here on YouTube, guys. Don't forget to like the video. It's easy and it's free. I just wanted to say thank you. Shout out to Mama Allie. Mama Allie, shout out to our King's Guards. Mama Allie says over 900, now it's like almost 1,200 watching and not even 200 likes. Please hit that like button and support the Kempire channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. HM, thank you so much for the super chat. HM says, Kempire, I just don't understand how Mia has time to be looking into Karen when her house is on fire. Praying for those sweet kids. We're gonna get there, H&M, because I had to rewind that scene over and over again because I'm like, what am I watching? What am I watching? Okay. Stacy says it's for PR. So is Travis and Taylor not believing it. I've been telling y'all. Honestly, I believe Travis and Taylor more than I believe Megan Good and Jonathan Major. And that's not because I'm a Swiftie. I'm not a Swiftie. I'm just saying. I believe that relationship more than I believe Megan Good and Jonathan Majors. Who gets with a man when he's in the middle of a criminal case for hitting a woman? Okay. Every time I take a sip of my water, I'm gonna sip it like that, okay? Just to annoy some of y'all. All right. Let me open up my notes again. So they have that conversation. Jamal's getting married, whatever. Wendy hosts, because both her son and daughter had their graduations. So she has this lunch for them. And her mom's there, Susan's there. And look, I told you at the top of the season, I don't want any more Dr. Wendy Acefo's family scenes without Mama Susan there, okay? Because she's always going to be funny, interesting, problematic, and everything in between, okay? So we need her in every single scene, all right? So, Dr. Wendy, we're still celebrating your birthday? Okay. She's talking about planning her birthday. All right. Her mom is complaining about her allowance. We get to see her mom gets what, $500 a month? Some of you might say that's not a lot of money. I mean, I wouldn't mind if my kid would give me $500 extra a month. Look. And she probably takes care of everything else. Who knows? So her mom was complaining that it's 4 days late, her allowance. But apparently Wendy had threw her like this big fabulous birthday party. So no, she still wants her allowance. Well, then they start talking about what's been going on with Eddie's family. As you know, that was been a part of Wendy's storyline since the beginning. Did not expect it to resurface this year. But apparently, the family has been reaching out. Things are getting a little bit better. Eddie's family hasn't met his kids. You see how grown those kids are? They didn't come to his law school graduation. And look, I said I feel like Susan might be the reason for the estrangement, but no matter what, if that's your son, I wouldn't allow anything or anyone for you not to have a relationship with your kids and your grandkids, or see your son graduate from law school. No matter, even if you don't like the wife, you don't like the wife's mother. I'm still looking at Eddie's family with the side eye, but apparently, with the event happening, they're trying to figure that out. So of course, Mama Susan had things to say. She's like, it's America, get a babysit. I love Nigerians. Nigerian humor and the way that they say certain things, it's so poetic and shady at the same time. Oh, Nigerian shade is top tier. It's top tier. Maybe that's where my roots are. I did my 23andMe. Nigeria. Yes. Just saying. I gotta go back to my motherland. Okay. Anyways, but the Nigerian shade, look, it's poetic. It's poetic. I can't think of examples at this present moment, but let me tell you, Nigerian shade there's just a way of how they say certain things. I'm just like, That just says it's intellectual shade. It really is, but it's also poetic. It's poetic. He says not just Nigerian. But I'm talking about them because they're Nigerian. Okay, I get it. Yes, it happens a lot of, but Nigerian shade. It's just a little. It hits a little different. It's a little different. Anyways, let me see. So then they end up talking about Wendy. Wendy starts talking about what she expects of her children. She wants them to get master's degree. And I said to myself after watching it a second time, I'm like, Wendy, don't you want to break the cycle? I get it. You grew up in Nigerian culture where they tell you got to get all these degrees, and that's a really big thing for you. But you saw how that didn't work for you. So you're just going to continue that for your kids? She says, you guys are not going to get your inheritance unless you get at least a master's degree. Are you using your master's degree right now? Your PhD? I mean, technically she is, but are you? I would have thought that based off of what you went through as an individual, that you would allow your kids to be a little bit more free in regards to it. Okay? Creme Brulee said, I think she was joking. No, I thought she was joking at first. I don't think so. I think she meant that. Again, Nigerian shade. She meant that. She meant that. Anyways, I thought it was funny when Susan, she was saying her prayer for them over the kids, and she was just like, Holy Ghost fire. That was her playing into what happened last season with NECA. So she was like, Holy Ghost fire to the kids. Okay, exactly. Kay said, no, she wasn't joking. Look, Angelique said, look, hold on. Angelique says she was very serious. Ms. Brown Sugar says, Dr. Wendy setting an expectation for advanced education more generally is very different than how our generation was raised. Only can have one of a few jobs, period. I just thought it was interesting, especially you would think that you would want to kind of break that expectation. And her daughter Cam is going to give her a run for her money. I could already tell. She's going to give her a run for it. And that's pre-K? Ooh, she's going to give her a run for her money. Anyways, let's move on. Ashley and her mom. All right. So Ashley's mom, Mimi, comes over, and Ashley's concerned about her mom's health issues. So she's like talking about, we got to make some changes and things like that. And she also says that, she also updates her mom on divorce, and she says that she might be divorced by June. We are now in November, and we have not heard any sort of announcement of a divorce. Okay. Then I almost completely forgot about Mimi's partner that she's been with for years. But Ashley doesn't like this partner. The partner doesn't bring anything to the table. But she says she has such an appreciation for her mom and what her mom has done, especially now that she's a mom. And her mom gets emotional. She's like, thank you for that. And she's like, I know how you feel about my partner. And basically, the partner is contributing now, but she still says it's not enough. And Ashley's like, I got to work for my kids. I got to work for myself. And I got to take care of my mom. I mean, I don't know who this man Mimi's with. I just what does he bring to the table, Mimi, that you're still with him after all these years? I don't think anyone's surprised. I think a lot of people can relate to Mimi's story. There are people that are still in dead-end relationships where they're taking care of a partner that you probably they're not. You shouldn't even refer to him as a partner, because a partner constitutes someone that is helping you contribute to your life and your lifestyle. He doesn't sound like a partner. He sounds like your child that you're taking care of. Okay. Or your sugar baby. Anyways, but Ashley, she sees how hard her mom works, and she's just like, yeah, I don't like this for you. I want better for you. And she still says, like, he's still not contributing as a partner. Anyways, so that's Ashley's storyline. Guys, you're just joining us. We're talking about the latest episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Don't forget to like the video. It's easy and it's free. And don't forget, you can hear a podcast version of our live recaps on the Kempire podcast while you're there. Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Who is subscribed to the Kempire podcast? And if you just subscribed, be sure to let us know. Replay crew, as always, I want to know where you're watching from, how you would rate this week's episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac, and your thoughts on the episode, and whether or not you're here in LA or will be, and coming to the Kempire After Dark live experience tomorrow night at the Bourbon Room Hollywood. More information on that is available in the description, along with our London date and our DC date. We're coming back to DC in January. I'm excited for that as well. I'm also excited to see London during the holidays. That's going to be awesome and amazing. All right, so Jazzy hosts this celebration. As you know, she decided that she was going to do this party. It looks like they were considering Jazzy for this season. Did anyone watch her interview with Carlos? Remember last week she says, I'm going to be doing an interview with a reputable platform, and I predicted that it was Carlos. Girl, you said reputable. Reputable. You said, see, Jazzy, we were rooting for you, girl. Now I'm like, Jazzy. Like, now when I watch her scenes, I'm like, girl. So she hosts this event at the Willard. Beautiful space. It was giving convention though. Like, you guys get what I'm saying? After watching last season's event that we saw Candace put on, where they're sitting down for a meal, the ambiance is there, and look, it was a beautiful space. It just was giving conference. Like, we're at a conference. We're at BravoCon. It felt to me, and it also felt bare. Like, there could have been more people. You know what I mean? But fine. At least she was giving us an event, okay? She looked cute. Her man looked cute. But here's the thing, Jazzy, I noticed something. So one of your man's friends, your man of 2 years, comes in, and she's engaged, right? Comes in, and she's like, nice to meet you. You've never met this man before? And she's like, are you single? Because she's trying to hook up the other ladies. And I was like, Jazzy, the plot thickens on your relationship with this man, his kids. The baby's mother came out. We did a separate video, guys, if you missed it, on YouTube, talking about her relationship, the timeline, and things like that. Randy said, that's a hard cute. Exactly. Angelique says, it felt like a business networking mixer. Yeah, it just wasn't, it was okay. We have to, look, let me take a sip. Ooh, Miss Sharon says that I don't like Jazzy. She's a mini Mia. And Miss Sharon's the one who told us that her man Darius really was sitting on the sidelines. Yes, he's a part of the team. He still gets the ring. He still gets invited to the White House, but he really isn't like the star. And Jazzy told us, was last week, that he's currently, well, at this particular time, was currently unemployed because they pretty much dropped him. All right. I just found it interesting last week's episode with the timeline of the events, and then this week his friend, the one friend that he brings to this event, she didn't know who he was. It was her first time meeting him. I was like, all right, okay. Why in the hell go rewind the tape when Mia and Ink walk in? You could tell, and look, I don't care about someone's height. Okay, I really don't. Okay. Speaking of someone that's 5'10", but I don't care. But why does it feel like every time that Ink is walking in with Mia, it's like he's trying to walk taller? Like I appear to be taller. And I'm like, okay, all right, fine. Jazzy also makes a comment because Kiana and her man arrive, and she's like, oh, she makes a slick comment about his height in her confessional. I guess he's a little bit shorter. I guess, I don't know how tall these people are, because I know on television people seem a little bit taller, but not Ink. Ink definitely seems short. I don't know what short is to him. Okay. Do we know his height? What is he, like 5? What is he? that looks like a 5'4", 5'6". But I don't think Mia's that tall either. How tall is Mia? Okay. Anyways, Kiana then confronts Mia about the drug dealer comment. I found it to be rich that Giselle was saying to Mia, making a comment like that is detrimental. You're right, Giselle. It is detrimental for Mia to allude that Kiana's boyfriend in business, because we saw Jazzy say that when they were in Lake Norman, was funded by a drug deal. Like, all that's detrimental. But Giselle, hearing that come from you does not land for me, because you've made some detrimental comments about people like Chris Bassett. So you saying it's detrimental and trying to be the voice of reason here? It's not landing for me. But it's true. It's true. But it's not landing for me. It's the hypocrisy for me, because it was just not last season, but the previous season, or maybe it was last season. No, it was the previous season, where you were making those detrimental comments about Chris Bassett. Just saying. Anyways, so they have a conversation, and of course, Mia makes a shady comment about Kiana's new man being a social worker. She's like, yeah, he looks like one. And what does your man look like? What does your man look like, Mia? Trying to act tall, walking in, with the stiff back, just like trying to look tall, trying to look cool with the sunglasses. No, y'all look. Someone said y'all look like Tom and Jerry, but I didn't say that. Someone clip that and send it to me on Twitter. I'm on Blue Sky now, y'all. I only look for branding purposes. I created an account on Blue Sky. I'm not necessarily. I will use it, but for those that want to follow me on Blue Sky, I'm over there. According to the news, Blue Sky saw an uptick in users from X. 20 million users are now on Blue Sky. So I said, let me go at least secure my name on there. So I am TheKempire on Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, and on TikTok. Okay. All right. Oh, Blue Sky is the new Twitter. It was created by the former owner of Twitter. So there you go. Cece says I created a Blue Sky account too. Look, see. So Elsie says, "What's Blue Sky?" Blue Sky is the new Twitter, the new version of Twitter, but it's not owned by Elon. All right. A lot of people have left X. Kalani says, I just did my first post. I still haven't done a post, but I'm there. For those that have been asking, I'm there. I was like, all right, I got to let it, because I really was not going to join, because I've seen this happen before. But for branding purposes, I said, let me at least secure my name, because if it's, I am still on X. At least I have my name still there on X. I'm still there. All right. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. Mods, can you let me know how many likes we have on this video? I can't see it on, I'm working from my laptop here, y'all. I'm not in my studio, so I don't have the access that I don't have like all the screens and things like that. I am here in Los Angeles for those that are just joining us for my live show that's happening at the Bourbon Room tomorrow night. I'm excited to talk about Potomac. I'm excited to talk about The Diddler. I'm excited to talk about the premiere of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I probably will do my Beverly Hills recap when I get back to New York. So you'll have to wait a few days for it, guys. Oh, thank you so much, Mama Ellie. We're at 380. 380. We got 1,300 people watching on multiple platforms. All right. Look, all right. Note to self, I will just stay in bed when I'm in LA, and I won't come on live and do the recap next time. All right, I'm taking time out of, I could be on Hollywood, on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, taking pictures with the stars. Just saying. Anyways, okay. So what else happened at this Jazzy event? Oh, TJ arrives. TJ arrives. Everyone has a big reaction to TJ arriving. Wendy's just like, yeah, TJ looks exactly like I thought he would look. And yeah, he looks like a man that's definitely not sexually active. I don't know what that look might look like, because we see, you know, when we look at a Lenny Kravitz looks like he is very sexually active, but he's not. But I get what she's saying. Oh wait, rewinding time. So Kiarna confronted Mia about that, but they're all good in regards to her referring to her man as a drug dealer. All right. Mia's so unserious. She'll throw things out there and expect people to forgive her. She was smacking Kiarna on the butt while she was there. Kiarna, stay as far away from Mia as you can. She's a toxic individual. Like, she will throw you under the bus and then all of a sudden want to be your friend. We see it with Dr. Wendy. We've seen it before. Don't trust her. Don't turn your back on her. Clearly. Okay. Then we have TJ arrives. So everyone's, you know, talking to TJ. TJ's talking with Eddie Acefo. And, you know, Eddie's like, you know, that's how you start a relationship, as a friendship. And he's like, yeah, it starts as a friendship, because if you don't have a friendship, then it's just sexual. And then eventually you're like, I'm bored. And Ash is like, Mayday, Mayday. Oh my, like, get out of this situation. I don't know if that's a reason to get out of the situation. There are plenty of other reasons with TJ, but here we are. I just thought to myself, I'm excited to see Stacy's look for the reunion, because she really brought a beautiful like look to Watch What Happens Live. Now I'm even more excited for what she's going to look at the reunion. Anyways, Jazzy's boyfriend Darius arrives. Again, what stood out to me, he came there with his good friend, and she was like, oh, she's like, nice to meet you. You guys have been together long, and he's a player too. You've been to the events. Now I'm wondering, did you really meet Taylor Swift? Because remember, she said that to Dr. Wendy Acefo, that she met now I'm thinking, like, maybe you didn't. Like, maybe you did. But okay. Then Mia and Karen sit down for a conversation. Well, Mia brings up the fact that, well, Giselle told me that you're going to take me down to Karen. So Giselle's like, let me pull you guys. It felt so pre-produced. So she pulls Mia and Karen over to have a separate conversation. And they do their shady back and forth. And Mia says, I'm not the type of friend that's not going to be straightforward with you and be honest with you. And Karen is just like, no, you're going overboard. You are, you know, throwing me under the bus. You're doing all of this stuff. And I don't think that Mia is trying to be a friend to Karen. I don't think Mia is trying to hold Karen accountable. But what I appreciate from Karen, and what Karen continues to bring even this season, I know I've really been holding Karen's feet to the fire this season, as we should, doesn't mean that I don't appreciate Karen's humor and the funny moments that we've had from her, especially in her confessionals. And especially in this moment, Karen says to her, you know, I can acknowledge that maybe I went too far and you went too far. But she's like, you go low, I'm going to go low again. Even Kiarna couldn't even hold it in. She's like, no, Karen. Because she was like, yeah, I'm going to go again. And then they start sparring with each other a little bit more. But they're trying to move forward. They don't want to, you know, stay stuck. But I think they're going to continue to stay stuck. Okay. Until the reunion. And maybe next season they'll move forward. But some people might say that they don't want to see Mia next season. They feel like she's declassing the show. Oh, we'll talk about it when we get to that final scene. Well, speaking of Karen, Karen has lunch with her cousin David, who I saw at the airport. I think I was going to Tennessee, and I think he was getting on a flight, probably going to Surrey. And I saw him at the airport. I think it was LaGuardia. And I was like, isn't that Karen's cousin? David? This was like whenever I went to Tennessee. It was over the summer. So she sits down with the cousin. please understand, when I start wearing glasses again, I'm gonna have the best eyeglass game. Please understand, when I start having to wear like reading glasses or something, I'm gonna have the best eyeglass game. Okay, I loved his glasses. So he says to Karen that he is concerned about her stress levels. Here's the thing with Karen. I understand she can't talk about the legal case, but she's painting the picture that years of stress. She's like, when I had to step in for Ray and his tax issue, with the losing of my parents, she's like, that's where the bitterness started towards Ray. Mind you, we barely have seen Ray this season. She didn't bring Ray to this event. She brought Vivian. I'm like, where's Ray this season? Is Ray just like, I'm not going to be on camera with you? Or is this, or your idea of like, because there's a disconnection, there's an issue with Ray, I'm not going to bring him around? I'm not falling for it. I think any excuse is better than none. And look, as a tourist, I will say we do hold a lot in and make it seem to the world that we're fine, even though we might be dealing with a lot. So I can relate to her on that aspect if we're going to talk astrologically, but I also feel like it's an excuse. I feel like it's an excuse, but it's an excuse for what, Karen? Was it just an accident? You lost control because of what? And now, no one's saying that you can't just lose control. You can't just have an accident when you're in the car. But if you look at the details of the situation, we've talked about the details. Alcohol was in the car. There were statements that she made during when she was being treated by the EMTs. So they said that didn't they say she was slurring her words? So I understand you might have been going through a lot, but what did you do? What did you do? Brian says she had 2 cases of beer in the core. Teresa says, sounds like Karen was on the phone with her cousin when it happened. He heard the whole thing. And that's when he gets emotional, because she was like, you heard the whole thing. And I was like, wait, so you were, look, she could have been on the car phone. Okay. I don't think she had the phone in her hand. Okay. So she was on the phone with him. So that's why she decided to have this scene. It felt a little cringy though, and a little abusive. So you decided to have this scene to give a little bit more context to your story, that he was on the phone with you when you had the accident. Look, that's her family. They're going to have her back, as they should, but couldn't be me. Nope. You were drinking and driving, and now you want me to come film a scene with you to prop up your story? Couldn't be me. Don't ask me, family member. Don't ask me. But okay. So David said that he heard the crash, she said that he heard the crash. So I felt like she was producing the scene, and he got emotional. Look. Guys, don't forget, you can hear this live recap on the Kempire podcast, but it's cleaned up a little bit. And sometimes with the live podcast version, I add additional thoughts. Like if I had additional thoughts as I'm editing it, I'm like, oh wait, I got to talk about this, or if there's a news update in regards to it. So make sure that you guys subscribe to the Kempire podcast for these live recaps. But also we do special episodes. We did a special episode where we did the Wendy Williams and Whitney Houston interview, the one with Mariah Carey. We also did a special election episode a couple of weeks ago. So make sure you check out the Kempire podcast if you haven't already. Speaking of Kempire, make sure you guys come to our LA show. Our LA show is happening tomorrow at the Bourbon Room here in Los Angeles. So more information on that will be available in the description, along with our London show happening December 8th. And then we're coming to DC. DC will be there January 24th. There's already a low ticket alert for premiere seating and for the meet and greet. So if you want to meet me in DC, you might want to go get your tickets today. All right, guys, don't forget to like the video. It's easy and it's free. Mods, can you let me know where we are in regards to the like count? Because I am going to drop the call-in link. I'm not going, you know what? I'll drop it for members first. Let me do it for members first. Hold on, members. I'm going to do it for members first before I continue with this conversation talking about Mia. All right, let me just do this first. Keep liking the video. Liking the video is easy and it's free. Okay. All right. And I'm going to drop it for members first. It's not a part of your membership, but here we are. Okay, I dropped it there. Okay, so we're at almost 500 likes. Let's get to 500 likes and I'll drop the call-in link for you guys there. And if you're watching the replay of this, be sure to let us know your thoughts. Hey, Delsenia. And let me know what you thought of the episode and how you would rate the episode. 475. Okay, let me know when we hit 500 and I'll drop the call link for the general audience. But if you're a member of the channel, I'll drop the call link on the community tab for those that want to share your thoughts. I don't have my timer with me, so be mindful. Look, I'll set a timer. Look, hold on. Let me open up my my timer here. Hold on. Da da da. Oh, this thing is still going. Okay, there we go. Timers. There we go. All right, I got my timer. Never mind. Mitch says, "Where's Charisse this season?" Charisse was just photographed hanging out with Giselle, regular Robin, and Ashley, so she's still around. I'm okay with Charisse not being on the show. Just saying, I'm okay. I met Charisse at the Summer House Martha's Vineyard premiere. She was very lovely, but I think Charisse just knows how to be a socialite, so she can be lovely to anyone. And she looks great in person. Remember Brooke Ashley? Brooke, I saw me and Brooke were hanging out at the premiere, and we were like, she looks great. Anyways, guys, if you missed it, I was on Watch What Crappens yesterday on their YouTube and their Instagram. So make sure you go drop your elephants and your crowns and a comment. You know, all that stuff is important. So make sure you check that out. We had a really great time talking about a variety of Real Housewives shows and things like that. All right. Brian says, "Where's Deborah this season?" Deborah is banned probably from Potomac filming. I'm pretty sure after that fight, she is banned. So yeah, I know she hoped to get a flute this season and she ended up not getting one. Okay. All right. All right. Let me drop the call link for the live audience. Let me talk about this last scene. So we had that scene with David, Karen's cousin, and then we had the scene with Mia and Ink and Gordon. Gordon does not care, very much like Todd Father on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. He does not give one damn about the cameras are filming a reality show. So Mia wants to produce a scene. She, you know, I'm sure producers are like, can we get Gordon down here so we can talk about some of the issues? And she wants to talk about boundaries with Gordon. But Gordon says, I already told her I'm not going to be filming with Ink. So Ink is there. And he's like, I refuse. And he says, I refuse to help promote y'all relationship, Mia and Ink's relationship. I was here for Gordon, though. I don't know about any of y'all. I was here for Gordon and the energy that he brought, because he brought truth to this situation, because we know Mia be lying. Okay. Mia be lying. Okay. All right. Did I not drop the call link? Do you guys not see the link? I did. Okay. I was like, wait. So he's like, I refuse to help promote this relationship. And then he drops some tea, because Gordon just be dropping his own tea. But he says early on in their relationship, I think we knew this already, that Mia had cheated on Gordon with Ink. But apparently Mia had gotten pregnant and got an abortion. And Ink says he didn't know anything about that. And then Mia kind of looked at him. I don't know if Mia's face was like, yes, you did, or Mia's face was sort of like, oh, shoot, I am caught in something. Ooh. So apparently she must have gotten pregnant early on in their relationship. Mind you, when they're having this conversation, the kids were running around at first, and then they put the kids in the other room. This is not a big apartment, y'all. So those kids, I know they were, you know, sugared up, but those kids could hear this conversation. And Ink mentions that at the end when, you know, Gordon blows up. And he's like, I'm not doing this. He's like, I'm not doing this. So apparently Mia had an affair twice. And Gordon was like, are you going to admit that you guys had an affair twice during my marriage? Here's the thing, though, Gordon, because here I go twerking on the fence. we have to remember how you met Mia. Mia told us how you guys met when you met her down in Miami and you were still a married man. So you're not innocent. So why would you be surprised that this woman that was willing to cheat with you cheated on you and then cheated on you again? And I wouldn't be surprised that wasn't the only time that she cheated on you. I wouldn't be surprised you didn't cheat on her. So Gordon's not innocent here, okay? However, I appreciated Gordon in this moment calling them out like, I'm not going to do this with you guys. I'm not going to do this with you guys. And he was like, you think my son is your son? And he was like, yeah. I mean, Mia says that that's impossible because of the treatment that she went through in order to get pregnant. But Mia be lying. So now I want to see. Look, I want a paternity test. But as I'm watching the scene, I'm just like, first, I'm cringing because I know the kids can literally hear this conversation, and they're talking about their mother cheating. Mia later says when Gordon leaves, the kids think that you're just a friend. Gordon already told us that his son said that you were in the bed with Mr. Ink. These kids are not dumb, and they hear what you guys are saying. Those kids don't think that you and Ink are just friends. And I know she wants to paint a different picture because a lot of people have been slamming her on social media for how this is all playing out and what she's talking about on social media in regards to your child's paternity. Exactly. Oh, it's 11:11. It's 11:11 here in on the East Coast. Nasha says Mia needs to stop. Mia needs to stop. Hold on. Godchild said, if Mia was cheating early on and Gordon knew, trust and believe he had DNA results for a while. Well, I mean, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. Was there anything else that I wanted to say from the scene? Oh, the cringy thing. Like, Mia's cringy in general, but the fact that she keeps bringing up Gordon's mental health, I think that she's kind of putting out there for custody. I think she's trying to make it seem like Gordon is not credible. Gordon is not, and you've seen her social media behavior in regards to like, should someone have to pay someone else? Blah blah. She's giving all these different scenarios. Clearly, she's talking about Gordon, talking about the state of their marriage, talking about alimony and things like that. But she keeps bringing up his mental health as a storyline, which is disgusting. But also, I feel like she's doing that strategically in regards for custody for the kids. Honestly, I feel like the kids will be better off with Gordon, to be honest with you, the way that Mia has been conducting herself. But again, we're seeing a snapshot of their lives, but what we've seen and heard, Mia, All right, we're going to take some callers. Callers, please respect the timer. I am going to set a timer for these calls because I just got to get through them. I got a place to be too. We got a lot of plotting and planning to do before my LA show here in Los Angeles tomorrow. So make sure you guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. If you are coming to the show or thought of or thinking of coming, go get your tickets today. All right, more information on that, my London show and my DC show will be available in the description. All right. Okay. Did I get to all of this? Okay. Delon's backstage. We're going to bring Delon up first. Delon, what did you want to share in regards to...
can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. First of all, I just want to say Mia is like not a good housewife at all. She has exploited all of her family members for a storyline and exploited her best friend Jacqueline on her first season on here. And I just don't see why they think she's that girl. She just can't be that girl. She's just desperate for a check at this point. And I'm on Gordon's side, but well, I'm not really on nobody's side because Gordon is guilty because he cheated on his wife to begin with to get with me. So it's basically no one is the good guy. They all are getting their karma at this point. And where is her oldest son though?
I know we haven't seen him.
Haven't seen him in like since she started. But
No, he's been on the show. He's definitely been on the show.
I
Just
yes, I didn't see him since I haven't seen him since season 6 from what I remember. But that's my time. You have a good show in LA and congratulations.
thank you, Delon. Take care.
You too.
Bye. All right. See how Delon was very demure and reacted properly to our timer. I expect that of all of you. Okay. We got a long line backstage too. We have Anthony backstage. We're going to bring Anthony up next. Anthony, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. Anthony from Los Angeles, California. How are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
Good, thank you. And better now that I got my tickets for tomorrow. Can't wait to see you and the community. Let's have some drinks. Let's talk this mess and have a
Yes,
good night.
definitely.
But for Potomac, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was solid. Stacy, I still don't believe this relationship, but I still love her. TJ, with Mia, I hate this mess because it involves a child. He cannot defend himself. I'd rather just have Mia, the DJ, and Gordon just have them three don't involve the paternity test. Like I just it's just wrong to me.
Mhm.
And lastly, Karen. This is her second offense, and she keeps bringing up all these issues from past seasons that we haven't seen her properly take care of it, as in like get counseling, go to therapy. Like, I'm not understanding why you keep bringing up past issues that we haven't seen you talk about at least last season. Like, she's just finding old excuses, and I'm not here for it. And that's my time. Thank you so much, Kempire. Can't wait for tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Anthony. See you tomorrow. I'd love it that I'm going to meet some of you guys that have been calling in for years. That's going to be amazing. So again, that's the whole point of Kempire After Dark. Yes, I'm going to get on stage and I'm going to talk hot topics. We're going to have a good time. But really, it's for us to meet. I know some of you are like, so Kempire, are you telling jokes or what kind of? No, it's really doing a lot of explicit content that we can't talk about anywhere else. It's me dropping tea, you dropping tea, meeting and greeting, all of that, taking pictures, all of that. All right, Kari's backstage. We're going to bring Kari up next. Kari, what did you want to share in regards to Potomac?
Hey, Kempire, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Okay, so all I want to say is Mia is a low down, dirty scum beneath the bottom of my feet, barn raised. Ooh, something I want to say about her face because I can't because you don't approve of stuff like that. Heathen. I don't want her to see her on this show anymore. Like she keeps talking about how Gordon needs to think about the kids, and she's consistently proven that the kids are the last thing on her mind. She can be so proud that she was somebody's sugar baby when they were married. But what are the kids at your kids' school gonna think? How are they gonna throw that type of stuff in their face? This paternity test stuff is really aggravating me because you're exploiting things that you don't need to exploit. If you want to exploit your coochie and how many penises have been inside, my bad, Kempire. If you want to exploit your coochie, go ahead and do that, but do not exploit your children. Do not exploit things that are going to harm them. Put them in therapy. You're going on and you're showing their schoolmates how you have a broken home, how their mother has no morals, how their mother has no ethics, no brain, no sense. Okay, that's my time. Bye, y'all.
Thanks, Kari. Yeah, Kari, respected the timer. Just saying. Hayad's backstage. We're going to bring Hayad up next. Hayad, what did you want to share in regards to this?
Hey, Kempire, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You look great. Wish you were in
you.
Toronto, but next time. I noticed that Giselle was honestly kind of felt like she was reading talking points. She did not fool me. She did not know about this engagement until like maybe a week prior. Personally, that's what I think. We know how Pastor gets down. I don't know if that's like a swear word, the H word, so I'm not going to say it on your thing. Anyways, really quickly about Ashley, I kind of figured something out about Ashley this episode that kind of reminded me of why she ran to this decrepit old man in life. Because she probably looked at her mom for years and said, I am never going to be like this in life. I'm going to find my man with the bag. She just didn't know what to do to, secure the bag, but she was thinking that, and it kind of made me sad. Mia, you know what you're doing is downright dirty. It's not okay. It's disgusting. But to be very honest, for men like Gordon, I do wish a Mia on them. I'm not going to lie to you. I truly do, Kempire. Men that cheat on their wives, that destroy their families. This is what you deserve. It's called karma. Now, who doesn't deserve karma are those kids. They are lovely.
Thank you, Hayat,
No
for
problem.
calling
Bye.
in. Take care. I mean, she's not lying. I feel like this is why I don't feel bad for Gordon, but at the same time, I'm like, Mia, come on now. All right, Elijah's backstage. We're gonna bring Elijah up next. Elijah, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hey, Kempire. So I wanted to say, Giselle, I still don't like you. And I won't forget what you did all last season. Also, why is Ashley still here? She has overstayed her welcome completely, and I think the only reason why she still has her job is her messiness. But I'm tired of her. Like even that scene with her and Giselle setting up that stuff. I'm tired. She's just annoying. And then Mia wants to be that girl so badly, and I feel like she gave Jacqueline the perception that she was also gonna be that girl, and she's not, and she's no one really cares about them, unfortunately. And that scene with Mia and Ink and Gordon, I feel like she produced that in her mind. Like she had a way she wanted it to
Mm,
go, and it really didn't go that way. And I feel like Ink knows that she lies and he catches it, but then he doesn't say anything because obviously he's gonna support his girl. But like when she said that Dika, the kids don't know him, and that supposedly like just certain things that she said, and then when the whole abortion thing came up, she got scared. Like I said, to me, it looked true. Also, Karen is just hilarious, although I'm not a fan of how she handled DUI
yeah.
because it wasn't an accident. It was an accident, right? You could say, but it was caused by DUI. And also, the deflection towards Giselle had me crying. So, yeah, that's all. Thank you,
Thanks,
Kempire.
Elijah. Elijah really did. They got a lot of stuff in that minute. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Okay, Reclaim Roof is backstage. We're gonna bring them up next. Reclaim Roof, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire from the UK. How you
I'm
doing?
well. How are you?
Listen, I've got to get one of them tickets and come and see you.
Yes, you
I have
do.
been, I'm always first to come and jump in and say, hey,
Yes.
right? So let me just say, what about that girl with that GN top? Ashley, oh my God, that top was so ill fitting. Like, what was she thinking? That was just the worst way to promote your outfit. That is disgusting. Definitely not tailored. Karen, I think they should send her to prison because it is the second time and she is a public figure, and therefore it would prevent normal people from taking that opportunity, because if they can do it to her, then they can do it to us. And even if it's for a month or a couple of hours, I definitely know it will teach her a lesson. And anyway, all the best. You're amazing. You look great on camera. You're the next Wendy Williams, and I'm here to support.
Thank you so much. And I will see you in London.
Definitely. I will drive, and I can't wait to see you. So take care, have a great time, and enjoy yourself. You deserve it. You're the greatest.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. All right. Let's get to some more callers. Nasser's backstage. We're going to bring Nasser up. Nasser, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly. Woo.
Perfect. Oh, have fun in LA. I know you're gonna do amazing. So I want to wish you luck on that.
Thank you.
I'm just happy that Muppet Ashley's friend got banned. Like, I'm sorry, but you thought you were gonna come, maim somebody, have a scar on their forehead, and then you're gonna get on the show. You and Ashley deserve each other. Like, just get off our screens. I don't want to see them ever again. I'm tired of Giselle and her trying to rewrite history. We know who you are, the mean girl that you are. It's not going to change. You're just being nice because you need to secure your bag. Last but not least, Mia. I don't like her using her children. I don't like her using Gordon's mental illness. That really got under my skin. Like, yes, there's a lot of people in this world that have mental health issues. That doesn't mean they can't raise their children. That doesn't mean they can't take their medication. Mia needs to go back on the pole, get off our TV screens. Hell, go on Zeus. But this housewife thing, that's not you right there. I'm so sorry, but no, you are declassing the show. And I've had enough. I've had enough. That's it. That's all.
Thank you, Nasra. Take care. Not go back on the pole. Why she gotta put her back on the pole, y'all? All right, Ellie, we're gonna bring you up next. Ellie, what's going on?
Oh my God, hey.
How are you?
Oh gosh. With Potomac, I mean, I agree with a lot of the other viewers. I mean, every episode, Mia gets a little sadder and sadder, and it's really all to do with the kids. Like, they're literally right there. I can see their face. And
That's always, it's just an uncomfortable feeling. So I'm agreeing with the other, callers about that. And I'm not forgetting about what Giselle has done because I've never really enjoyed her, but she is saying some funny stuff here and there.
Yeah, of
This
course.
time I'm giggling here and there. And mainly what I wanted to come in and tell you is I've had a really rough week and I've praised you, before, but I just finished watching your Watch What Crappens. And or your collab or whatever, and I was laughing and just like giggling and to even my sister was like, "What? Who are you crushing on right now?" I'm like, "Kempire, Kempire. I'm crushing on Kempire. Do you not? Hold on, let me send you the link. Let me send you the link." So no, I just love when you collab so much. It brings me such joy to see you interact with other people, and I'd never noticed them before or known of them, and I do now. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for
Bye.
calling. Take care, Ellie. I love that. And that's the whole point of collabing. And I don't collab with a lot of people for a lot of reasons. Maybe I'll talk about that during the LA show. But yeah, so I was really excited to collaborate with them. So if you missed my collab with Watch What Crappens, it's available here on YouTube, but it's also available, I think, on their podcast and on their Instagram. So you can go check it out. Go give it a like, go give it a comment, go give it a rating, all that good stuff. Okay. All right. Let me get to some more callers. All right. Tamara's backstage. We're gonna bring Tamara up next. Tamara, what's going on?
Hi, Kemp. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Great. And congratulations on your success. I
Thank you.
discovered you in 2020 when I was searching for comments about some YouTube drama. You popped up on my feed, and I've been following you since. Anyway, hopefully you'll visit Montreal someday. So for the show, to me, it was a solid 7 out of 10. Mia definitely secured her spot by bringing the drama and essentially creating the Mia show. She's like an executive producer for her own storyline, incorporating her entire support system, her mom, Gordon, her new partner, her bestie, and unfortunately, like her kids, unfortunately. It's an unpopular opinion. I used to watch Desperate Housewives, the show, and the drama was based on this type of stuff. So I'm really not surprised though, but she's the ultimate like housewives hustler. She's a hustler.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, okay. See, this is why I like when you guys call in because it gives us a whole new perspective. So again, feel free to share your perspective, guys, in the live chat or in the comment section. We do not moderate adults, so don't come for people for their opinion. Okay, as long as it's not racist, sexist, or anything like that. Okay. Thank you, CC, for the super chat. CC says, did you talk about Wendy and family discuss the kids' other parents in front of them? I didn't like that either. You bring up a very good, valid point, CC. I didn't even pay attention to that. I'm so glad you brought that because when we were talking about Mia and Gordon having that conversation, the kids were literally in the other room. Literally, the kids were sitting at the table hearing all of this stuff play out. I mean, in reality, let's be honest. In reality, parents discuss these things in front of children. Should they? But they do. We all know that. But thank you for pointing that out, and thank you so much for the super chat. Jamie's backstage. We're gonna bring Jamie up next. Jamie, what did you want to share?
Peace and blessings, Kempire. Happy to see you. Please, before you start my timer, I just want to give you your flowers. Like Tamara did and everyone has. I haven't called in a long time, and you had surpassed 500,000 subs. So congrats to you. We love you so much. So I just wanted to say that real quickly. But you could go ahead and time me, okay? Because Potomac is getting on my nerves. Regarding Mia, I agree with the caller who said that it's an unpopular opinion, but Mia is really the ultimate housewife at this point. She's the one who has the boyfriend. She has the girlfriend with Jacqueline and the husband on the show. And I know a lot of people can't understand that kind of lifestyle, right? Because people don't know how to juggle balls, but it's okay. She is bringing the drama. What are these other wives bringing? Wendy, girl, bye. Ashley, bye. Giselle, like we don't care about your mom's ladies being on the show? What are these ladies really bringing? And as someone who spent every summer as a kid after moving to this country, in DC and Maryland and the DMV, there's so many qualified, like real housewives in the DMV with real money, real paper. And why are they picking these birds? Like, get Jassi off the show. Get Jacqueline off the show. They are birds. They are birds. They don't have anything to offer us. They're not wives. I don't know why we have these expectations of these wives having class on the show. Mia is bringing it. The boyfriend, the girlfriend, the husband. What is everybody else bringing? And I'll call back another time to talk about the geriatric drunk Karen. Lock her up. Lock her up. And that's it, Kempire. I love you. I love the callers. I love listening to everybody, but I'm tired. Karen is so pretentious and annoying. Okay, that's it. Enjoy LA, West Side. Love you. Bye.
I need a moment. Jamie. Wow. Again, the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors. Look, and for those that are listening to the podcast version of this, look, you gotta go. Ooh, you gotta go to YouTube. Okay. All right. Tika B is backstage. We're gonna bring Tika B up next. Tika B, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, can you hear me?
Hey, yes, I can. What's going on?
First of all, before I start, the geriatric drunk is sending me, and I had to catch my breath because.
Me too.
What? Okay, so I kind of agree with the other callers. Could you even imagine Mia's cabaret on Zeus Network, like with all of her minions and all of her characters? She looks like she can run a house, one of those houses. Okay, so I love your watch togethers.
Yeah.
I was laughing my A off. Okay, I felt like you was on the couch with me. So I need you to do more of those for sure.
I usually do a lot of that on TikTok. So make sure you guys follow me there at TheKempire.
See, I'm old. I'm semi-old, so I cannot get into TikTok, but I'm trying. So, okay. And then Wendy's mom, oh my gosh, she has no boundaries. I cannot stand it. My mother would never. She definitely raised me better. But you got to read the room. Even if you do have a problem with your children's family, you just don't say it in front of them. Like, read the room. Like, have some type of class, respect. I don't know. It's just, it literally disgusts me. It definitely makes me uncomfortable. So also, Cam, the California sunlight is hitting. Okay, I love that for you. You look like you need to move to Cali. Okay.
Really? Thank you, Tika B.
But that's my timer. Thank you.
Take care. All right, you guys are hilarious. I can't. Hold on. This timer here. All right. We have Audrey backstage. We're gonna bring Audrey up next. Audrey, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
How are you?
Good. I'm good. By the way, the background is giving Airbnb next to Erica Jane, like you're in Encino. Did I guess it? I think I kind of got close. I see it, but I'm just letting you know we see each other.
Can you imagine if I was right next to Erica Jane?
I mean, really, wouldn't that be cool?
Against the wall.
I don't know. It looks like her neighborhood. Anyway, so real quick, the Jassi, whatever storyline is giving more like desperate. It is giving like she was the side chick. The fact that she didn't know his friend and whatever. Stacy and TJ. Okay. Corny. Am I the only one who's actually missing Candace and how much Candace would have eaten all this up? The fact that she had an entire beautiful baby, we missed that. Yeah. Shame on Bravo. Real quick, I'm from New York, but I live in Atlanta, so I come in contact with Pastor Jamal Bryant quite a bit. Giselle gives me bitter, like always, mean, aka on the yard. She also gives me that was supposed to be my life. I had this colorism thing going, and that was supposed to be me. Okay, quick. Ashley, I think she needs to go. I think she's boring. Her family dynamics screams. I married an older man who's like my dad for money. The mom dynamic is just like, I don't know. It just seems broke, and I'm not here for it. Finally, Mia and Gordon. Did you notice how Mia tried to like almost talk. Oh, real quickly, how Mia almost tried to talk over Gordon, so the things he was saying about the cheating and abortions didn't make it. Okay, good. I felt like I was the only one who caught that. Like she was literally talking over him,
And
so
look
it
at her
didn't get
face
across.
during it. You could tell she was kind of scared of what he was going to say next.
Right. And when he first entered the scene, he wasn't mic'd. But then by the end of the scene, he was mic'd. So it's just, and then the ink, or I like to call him Stink. I think he's going to ultimately be Mia's karma. And I think Mia is Gordon's karma. Like I think Ink is going to eventually do to Mia what Mia did to Gordon and what Gordon did to. By the way, shout out to Gordon's ex-wife who was just sitting back getting her lick. I'm just like, yes, Gordon's ex-wife.
Didn't he have multiple ex-wives before?
Yeah, you're right. Thank you. You're right. And in the words of the great Nene Leakes, Mia is declassing the show. All right, Kempire, I love you. Have a good time in LA. Be safe, and we'll see you when we get back. Bye, honey. Bye.
Definitely. Bye. I want to mention something that Audrey said. I am going to keep the callers in for our podcast version because you guys are on fire today. But I want to mention something in regards to Candace. And I blame Bravo because Candace was not fired. Candace decided not to return because she knew she was pregnant. Okay. She decided not to return because she wanted a healthy, safe environment for a pregnancy. She recently said that in an interview. And I mean, technically, I'm not saying that this is what she should do. I don't think Candace is going to do this. Bravo did not create a safe space for her to feel like I'm going to come on the show and share this experience of me being pregnant and, this entire time being on the fence about getting pregnant and having, like, we saw her get married on the show. And what we always love on a reality show is to see the full circle moment. This would have been a real full circle moment for Candace. And I believe Bravo did not create a safe space for their employee. I'm not saying she should sue. I'm not saying that. I don't think she should. But what I'm saying, within a little bit of an HR background, HR people feel free to weigh in. They did not create a safe space for her to think that, yeah, I could be pregnant on the show and have a healthy pregnancy because of what you have allowed. And I don't want to bring this up, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. I felt like Dr. Heavenly. The fact that they didn't do what they were supposed to do those last couple of reunions when talking about the isms that Giselle this season said she didn't want to discuss, colorism of it all. And they didn't do what we said that they should have done. They should have had an expert come in and really deal with the issues. They dropped the ball as an employer. NBC Universal, Bravo, production, they all dropped the ball in regards to how they handled those issues. So it's not lost on me that Candace felt, and a lot of you can relate to this. Take the TV aspect out of this and put yourself in the workplace aspect where your employer has dropped the ball for not creating a safe space for you. And you felt that you had to leave that job in order to create a safe space for yourself. And that's what I've gotten from the whole Candace aspect of it all. No matter how you feel about Candace, there have been a lot of you said, I don't miss Candace on the show. And I understand that. But when I think about what we could have seen in regards to her pregnancy and just this full circle moment, I would have liked to see it. I've said that countless times, but like I said before, Candace felt like she wasn't in a safe space to have a healthy pregnancy because of what has been allowed to happen on the show year after year. And now this year they want to paint the picture that Giselle is this kind, sweet, gentle person and this is her redemption. Okay. I just wanted to point that out. Okay. Shayna's backstage. We're going to bring Shayna up next. Shayna, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hi, Kempire. Oh, I'm so excited. It's my first finally calling in. I've been watching you for years, and I'm a Taurus, so hey.
When were you born?
April 28th.
I knew you were going to say an April Taurus.
Why, are you a May?
Yes.
It's so funny you said that because every time you say you're Taurus, I always find that you're definitely a May Taurus, but in all the good way. We're the best sign, regardless of we're April, May, whoever. I've been watching you since you started this, an hour and a half ago, and I locked in. Okay, I have not closed the app, nothing. So I commend you for that, for keeping my attention. Anywho, Potomac, oh my God, they have me going crazy this season. Like, I wish we had Candace, but then on the other hand, her safety is so much more important. I wish they would have given her, Candace is having a baby special, something. Bethany had it, Portia had it. Candace absolutely deserved that, especially with all the physical fights we've seen her go through with Ashley, with the stuff with not her and Kiana. But yeah, she was kind of involved in that, so I get it. I've been rewatching all of these old seasons because I don't know, these current new seasons, it's just not giving how the old TV was. So I've just been like rewatching old binging, and I have to say it's crazy, just night and day, just seeing the difference. It's night and day. Mia's face, like, what did you do to your face? Like, go back. Like, I don't know. Ever since she must have done something. If you rewatch from when she first came to like recent, she's done something constructive in the face. But anyway, it's unrelated. Sorry, my timer. But I hope she does better for these kids because this is ridiculous to watch it all plan out on our TV screens and all other things. But that's all. And Ashley, she had me cringing with the kid on the car last week, whatever week. Oh my God, I was cringing. I was ready to turn off the episode at that. Why was that on there?
Shayna, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, Cam. Take care. I'm so sorry I couldn't make your show, but yeah, take care.
Are you in LA too?
No, I'm actually in Georgia, so hopefully I can make one of the DCs or something. But yeah, I wish I could go. I'm sure you're gonna have some great tea. I
can't wait. I can't wait. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem.
Bye. All right. We have a couple more callers. I just want to let Gordon get your I think that's your name backstage. It says device is not connected. You might have to drop out and call back in. Just want to give you a heads up before. All right. So we had Judgy Justice backstage. We're going to bring Judgy Justice up next. Judgy Justice, what did you want to share? Speaking of Tauruses, you're muted, Judgy Justice. Judgy Justice, are you at the office? Judgy Justice, you're muted. I'm gonna have to come back to you, Judgy Justice. All right. Let me bring up Kiki, who's backstage. Kiki, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's going on?
Okay, Kempire. Again, we're waiting for you in Toronto.
A lot of y'all are in Toronto. All right.
Yep. Okay. So last time I called, I said that what's her name? Mia isn't supposed to be there. She should go to Zeus. I still have the same opinion. She just needs to go. I really felt so uncomfortable for the kids, and just just knowing that it's a small apartment, you could probably have overheard that conversation. And then when you think of it, like 10 years down the line, and when you're grown, it's gonna be there. Like, no matter what amount of money you're being paid for, some things shouldn't be just, it shouldn't go that way. I don't know. I feel bad for these kids. And you know what? Yeah, well, let's say Gordon might have some challenges, but he is actually saying the truth, because if you notice Mia's body language, the way she almost cringed when he had said, oh well, but this happened and you were with ink and whatever, like I feel like he was spitting facts. So yeah. And honestly, oh, I'm so sorry. I miss Candace. I miss her so much. I wish she was back on the show, because her and Kiana, I feel like they'll get along so well. I think they'll be the two dynamic duo we probably don't know we need, but it would have been good to see them both. Yeah. Thank you so much, Kempire, and I can't wait to see you in Toronto. I'll host you. I'll cook for you. Don't worry. Oxtail, pepper oxtail, jollof rice, all of that.
Okay.
All right.
Y'all heard it, right? So, thanks, Kiki. Take care. All right. I'm going to bring up Judge Justice in just 1 second. But as a reminder, guys, don't forget to like the video. It's easy and it's free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels will start to pop up on your Explorer page as well. Yesterday, when I landed, I did a Diddy story. So I've been telling you, they've been suppressing my Diddy stories. So if you've been looking for my Diddy update, Moz, if we can post it in the live chat, or just go to my page and you can see the Diddy update, because there is a Diddy update, a pretty damning one. The attorney that has the 120 victims is being sued by a high-profile celebrity. So make sure you go check out that video and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Engagement, engagement, engagement. All right. Millie, welcome to the fam, guys. Become a member today at teamkempire.com/join. And if you're in Los Angeles, come to my Kempire After Dark live experience here in LA at the Bourbon Room, Hollywood. More information on that will be available in the description, along with ticket information for our London show on December 8th and our DC show on January 24th. All right. Let's bring up a DC native, Judgy Justice. What's going on?
Hey guys, I'm not not really a DC native. Come
Okay, I
on.
knew you were going to say that. DMV native.
I guess, please. I don't want to like take those credits. So I really enjoyed this episode. It was a little because I liked how flustered Mia was, honestly, when Gordon kept going for it. Because guess what? He already took his money. His businesses is gone. His family disowned him. You know, they took the McDonald's franchise from him. Like that's it. You know, might as well just lay it all out there. He has nothing to lose. So I feel like, Mia is always going to lose against someone who has nothing to lose. I do appreciate Karen, putting Mia in her place with the situation about her saying rehab and this or that, saying like, I will continue to go low. That was a warning shot, And I feel like Mia, a lot of people don't always underestimate Mia instead of putting her in her place and reminding her that we don't care if you're from the gutter. We will go down with you and play in the dirt with you. And I feel like more of that should happen on the show. I am very disappointed in Ashley. I feel like Ashley's just not bringing it at all this season. I know she hasn't brought it in a lot of seasons, but this one just seems like a very farewell episode. And then also, Kempire, life has been lifing. I've sent you an Instagram message, so check me out. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Thank you, Justice. Take care. All right. Last minute thoughts on Real Housewives of Potomac. I thought it was a decent episode. Like I said at the top of this, sometimes by the end of my recap, I'm like, oh, well, it was a great episode. Honestly, Gordon made the episode even more interesting at the end. I was like, oh, what is going on? Not Gordon dropping the tea yet again, but do I feel sorry for Gordon? Not really. Not really. On one end, I do, but on another end, I'm like, sir, you cheated on your wife with the same woman, and you were sprawled out on a Miami beach, laying it low and spreading it wide. So I don't feel for you. This is your karma, but I also don't feel for me, and I do think that Mia's karma is coming as well. Just saying. But I thought it was a decent episode. Karen, still no accountability. Again, we get it. She's in a court case. We shall see how that will play out and see what her accountability will look like next season. They're supposed to be filming the reunion this week, which I think is kind of early. But we're on episode 7, so maybe it's not a long season. They did drop the mid-season trailer for Real Housewives of New York, and no one said anything. No one cared. I think everyone after last week's episode, if you missed our recap, felt like you guys are playing in our faces and we're done. Go check out the comments under the mid-season trailer on Bravo's Instagram. There are a handful of people that are saying, oh, I don't know why people hate on New York. I love this new cast, but far more people are saying this season is a wrap. Bring back the OGs or this or that. It's not a good season, but I will talk about it briefly during our LA show. What will I say? We shall see. I will also be talking about, of course, the hot topics and everything else in between. And of course, meet and greets are available. Again, more ticket information in regards to our LA show, London show, and DC show will be available in the description. DC, for those that are DC natives or DMV natives, go get your tickets soon. There's a low ticket alert on meet and greets, and there's a low ticket alert on the premiere seating. Okay, so go get your tickets. Let's sell out another show together. All right. Thank you all for being here. Shout out to our mods. Shout out to our members. Those of you that became members today, thank you. And shout out to those of you that have been requesting me on Cameo. Don't forget I'm on Cameo. Everything Kempire will be available in the description. And as you can see, this is the perfect time to end because now they're doing the lawn outside. All right. I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, shout out to all of you watching in the bushes. We see you.